Hello there. Hello. Welcome to this very special live stream event. It's a great pleasure to be here with you. It's not as dark as it looks in this room. It's the lighting. But it is 5 p.m. in the UK and 12 p.m. over on the East Coast. So thank you for sticking around if you are in the UK. I know it's after hours on a Friday. What kind of person must I be to do a live stream at 5 p.m. on a Friday for you out there? Well, thank you for sticking around, and hello to everyone across the world. Thank you for tuning in. This is the AMIE live stream reveal event. That's right, the thing that so many people have been so patient with when it comes to Captivate for a while now. You know, we've done a heck of a lot this year, and we appreciate the patience. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited. The team has put everything into this, and we've got something special in store for you today. But before I do that, just keep the questions coming. If anything crops up, pop them in the comments. Of course, I'm going to run the comments. I'm going to be driving the comments, but I've also got a document. If you see me looking over here, I'm looking at either running order, or I'm looking at the Google document that we've got with the questions on there. So if you see me looking over there, I'm not just being weird. I'm just looking at my other screen. And I'm going to give a few shout outs as well, because we've got some great people online, some fantastic friends of Captivate and people that we've known for such a long time. So some big shout outs to everyone. We've got Nathan Gathright on there. We've got the man Tanner Campbell on there. We also have Annette Bone. We've got the podcast father. We've got Phil. We've got Ian Anderson Gray, the first ever Captivate user. Hello, sir. Hello. We've got TJ. We've got Anthony Zoccolo. We've got Kieran McKeefer. Who's that guy? I don't recognize that name. Not sure. We've got Raf online. We've got Matthew Passy. Pleasure to see you. We've got Simon. We've got, of course, Danny Brown. We've got Harry Duran. Hello, sir. Hope you're doing well. Much love. And thank you for all the support recently as well. We desperately appreciate it. And, of course, over the years at all of the events. And so many more. Joel Ingram, who I'm hoping to see in person at MIC Club Manchester in a couple of weeks' time. We shall see. I'm hoping for that. I should be there for that one, I'm hoping. We've got Mr. Mark Stedman online. We've got Genevieve Gaunt, the fabulous Genevieve, who's just absolutely crushing it with a brand new podcast, season 2 coming soon. So hello, Genevieve. We've got Bennett. We've got Sam. Oh, Danny Brown. You'll have been a Captivate user for 2 years tomorrow. Well, happy double anniversary. Double anniversary? I'm going to go with that one. Adrian McIntyre, good to see you. Hello there. Randy Wilburn, and so many more. Well, it is a real pleasure. So like I said, I'm going to be manning the comments. I'm going to be kind of running through some things. If you see me looking around, just having a look, we've got the comments dotted around. We've got a document over there that's going to be running through the comments. So what are we going to be doing today? What are we here for? Oh, okay. So we're going to talk to you about dynamic content, dynamic ads, everything dynamic. We're going to talk to you about AMIE, all right? And we're going to talk to you about what it is, what it does. And, of course, I'm going to show you it. I'm going to give you a live demo. And this is all live. So, you know, we'll see what happens. It's all going to be good. It all works fantastically. And I'm really excited to show you what we've been working on. Now, I want to just remind you of the Captivate mission before we do that. The Captivate mission from day one has always been to help the serious independent podcast creator to build their audience, to build their influence, and to monetize their podcast in diverse and sustainable ways. It's why we don't have a free plan. We don't believe in just hooking people in via a free plan and then trying to get you to kind of move up the tiers. And that's why we don't believe in charging you for storage. Like, we charge you for the thing that costs us money, all right, which is the bandwidth, which is why our plans are like they are. It's why we can do so much, because our mission is very different in execution to so many other podcast hosting platforms. Now, of course, you know, the hosting companies will say, well, are you saying that we don't care about our podcasters' audience growth? And I said, well, I'm not saying that, but prove it. You know, let's all ships rise together. So that's our mission, all right, is to try our best to lead, is to try our best to do things a little differently for you, the independent podcast creator. And, I mean, we've had a heck of a year. You know, we've had a heck of a year. I mean, last year, We put out a feature every single week, but this year it's been about just the sheer magnitude of features. All right, we've done the guest booking, we've done the network level work, we've done cross-promotional feed drops, we've done the podcast growth labs, we've done player version 2, dashboard 2, we've done the first-party attribution links. Plus, maybe there'll be some surprises before the end of the year, things that you probably didn't even realize that you needed. And of course, AMIE is the culmination of that. The road to AMIE has been very, very interesting. So I'm going to get to that in a second. But I want to just give a shout out as well, because we have 2 other events coming up. One next week, one the week after, that are all AMIE related. All right. There's a dynamic content, dynamic ad Q&A session that we're doing next week. And then the following week, I'm going to be just setting up a show live to use AMIE. All right. I'm just going to take a show that we run and I'm going to set it up live on YouTube, and we can, maybe get some guests on. We'll do some comments. We'll do some Q&A. So I'm really keen that you know all about AMIE. I'm really keen that you know what's going on with that one. Now, the road to AMIE has been fascinating for us. All right. The road to AMIE it's been very interesting, because we've really put a lot of work into being dedicated to our mission. All right. We've been very focused on not just saying things and not just, doing little bits that sort of look good on a feature list. We've tried not to do that, because that's the easy way. Instead, what we've done is we've tried to do something meaningful every time we've released something. All right. We've done the guest booking. We've done the network features, and like I said, the cross-promo stuff. This is all very highly considered meaningful content. And we talk to podcasters every day. We podcast ourselves every single day. Our head of design, who was responsible for all of our UX and all of our UI, he was the guy that got me into podcasting. So we live and breathe this. This is what we do. All right. We absolutely adore podcasting. The journey to AMIE has been very, very interesting, because we knew that we wanted to do it in the Captivate way, which is not to just look over the fence and look at what other people are doing, and to kind of do the basics, and to, just do something that's simple to execute, but that we can stick a checkbox on a feature list, or that we can stick it in a comparison. That's boring. And it's, I don't come to work to be bored. All right. Instead, I want to help, and the team wants to help. And Kieran and I, we're texting at 3 a.m. because we're both awake thinking about this stuff. And this is what we do. All right. So the journey to AMIE has been fascinating, because I said this to Tanner a while ago. I know what's coming. All right, Tanner, you'll remember I said that to you. I know what's coming outside of AMIE. So everything that we've built has been for a reason. And AMIE has had the very, very same level of care and attention. All right, it's at the very same level of care and attention. So AMIE is going to benefit from a 3-module rollout. Now, today's module is module 1, and it's huge. It is huge. Like, this is not a small feature. It's huge. It's massive. All right. But we're not finished. Okay. So module 1 today is all about a real strong basis of dynamic ads and dynamic content. I'm going to show you how you can use AMIE to embed and to dynamically insert your own pre-rolls, your own post-rolls. I know what you're thinking. Marco, everyone's doing that. Your own pre-rolls, your own post-rolls, but also as many of your own mid-rolls as you want. That's right. In-content ads, in-content. Mid-roll is here with AMIE Module 1. Also, I'm going to talk to you about bulk editing. Quick, speed, efficient. I'm going to talk to you about ways that you can manage your entire dynamic content library quickly and easily at just a click of a button. And I've also got another tool that I'm going to show you, which is going to help you to manage a vast library and to help you to just run a really efficient and profitable podcast really quickly. So I'm going to reveal that little thing. Now, I'm telling you that because Module 2 is going to be coming very, very soon. It's actually probably going to launch early Q1. We're in alpha testing for this. And Module 2, like I said, it's in alpha testing. We're working with our partners on this, and we are just in the testing phase. And Module 2 is going to bring with it full VastTag integration. It's going to bring ad server integration with our complete ad partner network, some of the biggest names in podcast advertising, and of course, campaign management to allow you to monetize your entire back catalog and future episodes. So that's module 2 landing in Q1. And then module 3, well, we've got something quite special for this one. This is going to be launching it's probably a similar time, if I'm honest with you, end of Q1, which is going to allow you to diversify your monetization opportunities, all powered by AMIE. We're talking paid for trailer swap marketplace. We are talking the Captivate audio bites, where you can snip pieces of your audio and decide to syndicate them out to other partners across the Captivate network. We're talking a public-facing marketplace for cross-promotional feed drops, where you can choose what you charge. Maybe you want to do it on a quid pro quo basis, help another podcaster out if they help you out. We're talking split testing. All right. So a 3-module rollout, all intended to help you to diversify your monetization options. Okay. It's all there. It's all there. Now, the reason that we're rolling it out in a 3-module phase is so that, because we are bringing these, frankly, what are usually reserved for like big podcasters and on, big networks, enterprise, all those words that are boring to us independent creators, we're bringing all that to the day-to-day podcaster. All right. And we're doing so in such a way that we can acclimate everyone together by teaching them about dynamic content, about dynamic ads, about what it means to monetize in diverse ways. All right. So that 3-module rollout it's really, really powerful. It's really useful. And we believe in that a heck of a lot. All right. So who's ready for a little look? Who's ready for a little look? I'm going to show you around AMIE. Like I said, Captivate's dynamic content and dynamic ad platform. Ready? Are you ready? All right, here we go. This is AMIE. Now, I've created a demo podcast for AMIE that I've been using. So there are no analytics on it. It's a very new podcast that I've created for the purpose of this demonstration. And there's everything, it's been very highly considered. It's been very well thought out. It works really, really well. So this is my AMIE demo show. And what you're going to see here is down the left-hand side, I've got an absolutely fantastic new section called AMIE. So let me show you how this works. If I go ahead and publish a new episode, I'm going to just do what I normally do in Captivate. I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to just drag my episode in. I'm going to go ahead and just upload that episode straight in. Captivate is processing that audio. I'm going to go ahead and just episode number 6, like Mambo number 5, but a bit different. Da-da-da-da. We then have show notes. I've actually got some Star Wars Ipsum that I prepared earlier. If anyone's, if anyone's into the Star Wars, like we'll even put an episode summary in because it's cute, and then we'll stick an episode number in. But look what's happened. Look what's happened down here. AMIE. AMIE has inserted my default pre-roll advertisement. Now, I've got an advertisement for Captivate before this episode. It's really cute. Features a charming young man from England. And it's set as my default. I've also got my post-roll for a little-known show called Spark Rebellion, which is a Star Wars podcast run by 2 equally charming guys from England. That's my post-roll. Pre-roll is before my content, before my episode, and post-roll is after my content. This is dynamic content. It's the purpose of dynamically inserting content at different points in my audio. Pre-roll before, post-roll after. But I can also add a mid-roll. I can also take all my entire waveform, my entire audio, and Captivate has generated this beautiful and simple waveform. And I can zoom in, and I can preview my content. I can play. I can decide where I want to put this. I can zoom. I can move along. And I can say, well, actually, I want to put an ad here. It's a mid-roll ad, and it's going to advertise something. So I'm going to add a new slot, and I'm going to put a promotion in for pod news. And I'm going to, it's taking the name from the file name. I'm going to go ahead. And I'm going to change it to pod news new promo because, of course, I can rename these things. And save that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to publish my episode. And Captivate goes ahead and it processes, AMIE processes. And when it's processed, it will publish the episode as normal with all of my ads stitched in. Now, it's really simple to manage all of this content. If I come to my content library, I can see right here that I've got the Pod News promo, which is in use in content as a mid-roll. I've got the Spark of Rebellion and the Captivate ads, which are used as pre-roll and post-rolls. And I've also got the ability to upload my new content. So a good friend of mine, Mr. Colin Gray, runs a fantastic editing platform called Ali2. So I'm just going to drop a file, an advert for Ali2 in here. And I'm going to call it an Ali2 ad. And this is actually a third-party sponsor. So Colin, for argument's sake, has given me £13 to go and sponsor my episode and a pint of beer, fine Scottish ale. And he said, Marco, this is the deal. So, of course, I'm uploading my audio. And what I'm going to do here, is very easily, very, very quickly decide whether I want this as my default pre-roll or my default post-roll for all episodes moving forward, or if I also want it to apply and to go and retrospectively add itself, so go and remove the old pre-roll, go and remove the old post-roll, and go and add itself to all of my old episodes. And if I do that, Captivate will handle it. It will process the entire library. It will process the entire library. So I'm going to go ahead and add that dynamic content. I'm going to turn these off because I don't want to quite replace that Captivate ad just yet. And what you'll see is if I go ahead and just edit my mid-roll here, and if I go in and just add another mid-roll, so we've got this here, and I can just say, well, actually, right here. And remember, I can zoom in as far as I want, so I can get really tightly granular on this, and I can make it work as closely as I want. So Ian Anderson Gray wants to be able to type in the field there. You could do that, but actually it's probably not going to be quite as accurate as actually choosing where you want the ad. This is actually a little more accurate. So, because you can see where the waves are dropping, there is no sound there. So put the ad there. So I can go ahead and I can add my new slot. I can now choose this Ali2 ad at position 918, and I can go ahead and update the episode. That episode is still published. Until AMIE is processed, it won't replace that episode. Now, you might be thinking, Marco, what about analytics? How does this work? Well, we maintain a history of all of the slots and what was in each slot at any given time. So we can tell you exactly what was listened to or exactly what was in place when your analytics were happening. So we've got all that traceability happening behind the scenes already. All right, that's pretty nifty. That is pretty cool. All right, it's not just pre-roll. It's not just post-roll. This is full mid-roll, full in-content ads. Now, that is very cool. But I think we can go one further. Let me show you the bulk editor. What if I want to do things in my entire library, across my entire inventory? Well, we've got 3 areas to do that. We've got the pre and post roll. We've got the bulk slot manager, and we have got what we are calling the ad painter. And that is pretty badass. So, pre and post roll. Let's bulk edit some of these. So I want to go ahead and I want to change the advert on episodes 5, episode 3, and episode 1. I can just go away, choose a new pre-roll for Ali2. I could even choose a new post-roll for Captivate, and I could replace all of those ads in pre and post-roll. Or I could even just remove the ads in those slots from all of these episodes. And I can select as many as I want across my entire library. And I'm going to get a confirmation, and it will just work. All right, I'll just confirm the replacement through there, and it's processing every single one. Every single one. Now, what about in content? What about mid-roll? Well, look at this. These blue insertions are what we call slots. They are slots of content. This is where you are inserting a new piece of audio at that time. A slot. Okay, and you can see here, remember we edited number 6 earlier, didn't we? We've got the Pod News promo, and I can preview it. Same with I2. I can preview that as well. If I so wish, I can go ahead and just do what I need to do. And I can scroll down, and Captivate will just on the fly generate all of these waveforms for all of my episodes. And I can see I've got the Pod News promo in here. But what if I want to bulk change these? Well, I can select them all. I can select the Pod News promos in all of my episodes, and I can replace the file with an Alitu ad or a Spark of Rebellion ad. And I can click replace ads, and it will simply replace them. It's replaced them everywhere. And I can save and process this. Go ahead, confirm that up, save and process the audio. And again, AMIE is processing that. It's easy. Isn't it cool? It's really, 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 really useful. All right. But we're not quite done there. If I come back to Bulk Slot Manager, what I can also do is I can say, well, in this episode, I want a slot here, and I want to insert a new slot right there. Here, I want to pop that slot there. Here, let's put one at the beginning. And then actually, I can choose an ad file. I can choose the Captivate ad. I can change the name of that, Captivate ad new, because that's how we all name things, isn't it? Save the name, and then insert that throughout every single episode at the timestamps that I've chosen. All right? I mean, that's pretty nifty. All right, that's pretty nifty. This is just me geeking out now because I'm a bit of a tech geek, aren't I? Good Lord. All right, I can do that as many times as I want. I can do that as many times as I want. I can zoom in. I can remove slots. I can edit adverts inside slots. I can add new slots en masse. Like, the possibilities are endless. The time saving is endless. But in the words of Steve Jobs, or as I prefer, in the words of Columbo, one more thing. What about an ad painter? What if I have a massive library of audio content of all of my episodes that have got baked in adverts that I recorded as I recorded the episode that are out of date, that I want to replace because that baked in sponsor has been replaced by some other sponsor? What if? Wouldn't that be a nightmare to re-edit them? No, it wouldn't. Not with Captivate's bulk ad painter. All right. This is good. I can zoom in. I can choose my waveform, and I can say, look, I know that there's an advert there for Captivate that is out of date. So I paint over the advert, and I know it's there as well. And I paint over the advert there, and I move that slot around, move the region, that I'm working with. We call these regions. Notice these slots, I can't interfere with them in this. And I want to paint over this bit because there's an ad there that I want to replace. And what do? I replace it. And what Captivate will do is it will take that baked-in ad, and when it gets to it, it'll skip over it and it'll put the new one in. And it doesn't matter how long that is. It will just paint over it with a new piece of content. Off we go. Save and process. Processing. Now, what is very nifty with this is that everything that I've shown you works right now with everything that you upload, all of your dynamic content that you upload. It will also work with advertisements that are dynamically inserted from our ad partners when we release Module 2. It will also integrate with our campaign management. It will also integrate with VAS tags, all of the slots, all of the painted regions, the pre and the post roll, all of it will work with your own dynamic content, with VAS tags, and with our ad partners. It's easy and it works. This is bringing complexity, which was previously safe for enterprise level and big podcasting, to everyone. All right. It just works. It just works. All right. Now, what's very interesting here is look at this episode number 6. You know, all that stuff that I showed you. It's also available here. Look, at individual episode level. It's also available here. And look, replace baked-in advert. You see how that button changed? Replace a baked-in advert with a new Captivate ad. And it's green. It shows you what's going on. Everything is simple. Everything is simple. Everything is easy. All right? And that, my beautiful friends, is AMIE Module 1. Now, I'm sure you'll agree that that is a huge step forward for dynamic content. It's a huge step forward for the interface around dynamic content. It's a huge step forward for just you as a serious independent podcast creator, for someone that wants to just increase the diversity in their monetization, all right? We are not doing this lightly. We are not doing simple pre and post roll. Like I said before, that is boring. We don't come to work to do boring. Instead, we make things that you're going to use. We make things that are useful to you, and we make things that will actually help you, all right? And AMIE is just that. And this is just Module 1. Remember, Module 2, VastTag, ad server, dynamic ads from across the globe, insertion into your audio, campaign management, set your parameters, your timings, set your partners, choose the ads that you want to take from some of the brands across the world. Module 3, paid for trailer swaps, cross promos, integration of audio snippets that you can decide whether you want to quid pro quo swap with another podcaster or whether you want to charge for a slot on your show. This is diversity in monetization. If you're going to make $1,000 a month from your podcast, I want you to make it in 3, 4, 5 different ways so that if one of those ways goes away, everything is sustained. You're not relying on just one sponsor or on one piece of listener support, all right? Diversity is what it's all about as a creator, all right? And that was something that Aaron Mankey talked to me about a while ago, and I'm grateful because it spurred a lot of ideas. So thanks, Aaron. And this is what AMIE and this is what Captivate is all about. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. What does it cost? What does it cost, Marco? Well, it's free. To every single Captivate podcaster, AMIE is free. Pre-roll, post-roll, as many mid-rolls as you want. It's all free. It's not tiered. You don't have to be on the business plan. You don't have to be on the middle plan. You don't have to be limited by how many slots you can put in. You don't upgrade to unlock more slots. It's all free. That's it. When can you get hands on it? Well, we've got 2 more weeks in our beta. All right. I'm going to be reaching out to a range of Captivate podcasters. Some of them have been helping us already, and I thank you for that. I'm going to be reaching out to more and more Captivate podcasters. All right. Where we're going to be enabling this in very controlled circumstances. Frankly, I want to get a little bit more feedback. Just want to make sure everything is really, really tight. We know it is, but I want to make sure that everything is super, super tight. And then on November the 16th, AMIE Module 1 will be switched on for every single Captivate podcaster. November the 16th, it will be switched on for every single Captivate podcaster. And up until then, we are going to be running so much content. We've got a live stream next week, which is a dynamic ad and a dynamic content Q&A session. The following week, I'm going to be setting AMIE up on one of my podcasts, either the Podcast Accelerator or Spark of Rebellion, probably the latter, because I can have a little bit more fun with it because it's Star Wars, isn't it? So I can have a little bit of fun with it, have a little bit of banter with it. And I know a lot of people that do Star Wars podcasts, so I can probably get some trailer swaps and stuff as well, so that'll be nice. So I'm going to be setting that up the week after next. Then November the 16th, it will be available to everyone. So I'm going to take some questions in just 1 second, go through some of the comments and so on and so forth. But what I want to do is thank 2 sets of people. I want to thank the Captivate team. This year, the Captivate team has done the best work as individuals and as a team that they've ever done. They all care about you, the podcaster. They all care about your creation, your voice, your audience, all right? And if you don't know that by now, if you can't tell in all the content that we do, in everything that we release, that is why we do this, all right? That is why we do this. And I mean that. It's easy to say that on Twitter and look all nice and look at us. We care about our users. We actually live it. We breathe it, and this is what we do. All right? This is what we do. The second set of people is, well, it's you, obviously. Thank you so much for your patience with AMIE. It's taken us a little while because we wanted to get the constituent pieces ready for next year's releases. We know what else is coming, and I've got a little surprise release for you coming before Christmas as well. Kieran and I discussed that a second ago just before this live stream. We do have another little surprise for you before Christmas, which I think you're going to like. So I want to thank you for your patience and for your support. You're all very vocal in your support for Captivate, and I desperately want to thank you for that because it means a lot. You know, we do turn up to work to do interesting work, but we do still turn up to work. You know, it is a job, it is difficult, and without you it would be tough, you know, and you just make it fun. All right, so thank you. So I'm going to get some comments, I'm going to get some questions. Right, let me just move. I'm going to move my document over here actually. Oh, so let me run through some comments first of all. Thank you, Michael Rodriguez. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Tana. Evo says, "Go team, go," which then puts that Vanilla Ice song in my head from the Turtles film. Go Ninja, go Ninja. You remember that? That was a great film. Thank you. Tana hates everyone except Captivate. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Matthew Passe. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you, Em, as well. Thank you. Honestly, this is fantastic. Yes, Nathan, actually, I think you will be interested in how AMIE is going to handle transcripts. Evo and we were talking about that just 2 hours ago. So I think you'll like it. I've got such a geek boner right now. And that is how I spend my Friday evening here in the UK. Thanks, Brian. Chloe, yeah, no sweat. Yep. I'm going to write that down. Hang about. Sam, could you add Chloe to the beta list, please? If you don't mind. I know you're listening, my beautiful girl. If you don't mind, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Beta. I think Ian wants in. That's good. Amy's so lovely. Thank you, Genevieve. I'm looking forward to getting your show on there. We can work on that one. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for what you're doing. Like really. Super. Alex, you know, the first time we launched anything, I said beta. And all my American friends said the same thing. They were like, dude, it's beta. I'm thinking I'm from England. It's beta. You know what I mean? I have to be a bit careful with that one. Whew. All right. Let's take some questions, shall we? Thank you so much. Let's go through. I'm just going to go top to bottom. All right. We've got a few of them. Tanner Campbell, did you come up? I love how people come up with names. Did you name it wanting the acronym AMIE, or was it the acronym that just resulted in what you wanted to name it? That came about. I was in the shower. I remember it vividly. I was in the shower. And I wanted to call it something that was going to be memorable and that was also sort of a human name. And I started thinking about what it was, and we came up with it. We're actually slightly changing what it stands for probably early next week, because we think one of the things that we were going to do as part of AMIE was stripping out and putting it in its own specific module. So we're still doing it, but we're going to call it something else because it needs to stand alone a little bit more. So I was just sort of working through what it did, and I was thinking through all the names. I was thinking like through human names, like nice names that I really liked, and then thinking like, how could I get to it? And AMIE stuck out because I instantly thought there were two things about AMIE that stood out. There was A, for audio. I was like, of course, it starts with audio is good. That's easy. And then the end, engine. I was like, audio, engine. Okay, I can work with that. And then I just shower thought. But good question. No one asked us that before. Sarah, what is dynamic ad content for newbies? I know completely where you're coming from, because not everyone is used to this. And this is why we're making it available to every podcaster, all right? Because not everyone does that. Not everyone knows what it is. It's usually reserved for like big podcasters or whatever. So we don't believe in that. We want everyone to have it. So I'm going to be, number one, I'm going to be running a session on that next week, a full Q&A. But dynamic ad and dynamic content is the essence of inserting content more on the fly. So, normally you're recording in to your mic, into your DAWs, into your hardware, and you put it DAWs. kill me. And you just put it, you take that audio, you process it, and you put that out as an episode, and it's sort of fixed content. It's done. What AMIE does and what dynamic content is it allows you to put slots in there. So you say, right, at this point, like minute 2 or minute 3 or 10 minutes, 30 seconds in, like split the audio and put something more dynamic in that's not baked in, that I didn't record directly in to the episode. Put that in there and then serve my episode up with that in the middle of it. So that's a real base level version of it. But we'll talk about that in the Q&A, but it's a great question. And remember, there are no crazy questions here, all right? We're all doing dynamic content, a lot of us for the first time, all right? So this is all about learning together, all right? From Liam, will AMIE work across a network so we can select shows as well as episodes to drop ads in? On module 3, when we do the trailer swaps and the integrations, yes, it will. It will also work wider than that across the entire Captivate network and across even, maybe even, in fact, definitely, I don't know why I'm saying maybe even like playing it coy, definitely with external people that might want to buy slots on your show as well. Yeah, it will do. It's great. What else do we have? The Curious Girl Diaries module 1.1 allows us to place ads in our back catalogue. Yes, it will. Yeah, you use the bulk editor, or you add your pre and post roll, or your mid roll bulk. Yep, you can just pass through the entire back catalogue. Yes, it will. Anthony Zoccola, one simple question: how much is it going to cost me? 0. What else we got there? I'm just going through. I did some of these live on the session, so I'm just going through this. Let's have a quick look. So audio levels, right? Well, a couple of people have asked about audio levels being normalized. Module 3, and Tanner, I'll give you the heads up on this. The original M in AMIE stood for mastering. The mastering that we're working on and that we've done, that we've actually got, that does all the AMIE work, actually is better than like being thrown in with AMIE. It's like a proper mastering piece of kit, all right? So the M in AMIE is changing to monetization because it serves what AMIE does better, and we have another mastering module. So yes, in module 3, when we roll it out, that will all normalize together. Now, what it does do already is it takes all the different bit rates, all the different bit depths. It takes all of the stuff that might be sort of variable in an episode, and it makes sure that the ads are all tightly together on that. So if you upload like different bit rates, different bit depths, and stereo mix versus mono mix, it sorts all that out already, and then we'll add the mastering to the next, to module 3 of it. So yeah, that's a great question because it was really high up on our list of priorities, that. Randy, will there be an outline or recommendation for how to record shows moving forward to take advantage of AMIE? Yes, in the Growth Labs and on YouTube, we're going to do a whole range of content about that. Yes, I've actually got that booked into my marketing calendar and my comms calendar. Absolutely. What else we got there? What are VAS tags? That's a long explanation that I'm going to save for the Q&A, but they're essentially, instead of inserting an ad slot and inserting, like saying, put this audio in there, you insert something called a VAS tag, which goes and gets the audio from somewhere else. That can be an ad server or elsewhere, all right? So that's a very quick explanation. What else have we got? Tanner, can I confirm that when you paint, you teach AMIE what your ad is, and then you make that change everywhere that audio occurs? Yeah, if you paint over a slot, and you've got like a Pod News or an Alitu example in that slot, sorry, in that region, you paint 3 episodes, different regions. And then if you go ahead and say in 2 weeks' time, actually, those regions I want to swap out for a Captivate ad, all you do is select the regions, replace the ad, and it will go to the right place. You know, it will, that region will be replaced with the new ad. So yeah. That's what you do, man. Cody, how does the ad paint handle ads that might have a music transition, music fades from interview to ad, and then back out to interview? You'd probably have to handle that to a degree until we do some of the mastering work, where we'll look at adding crossfade and we'll look at adding buffers into that one. It's not something that we could do really with module 1 because this is such a big piece of kit anyway. To get that right, we just need a little bit more time on that. But you'll have to handle that for now. But I mean, you know, that's a fairly advanced thing anyway. Obviously, you produce at a very high level. What else have we got? Kieran believes that everyone deserves a pizza tonight for their hard work. Cough. All right, we can do that. Pizza for everyone it is. Pizza for everyone it is. I'm happy with that. I like that. I bloody love pizza. Bobby Stone, is there an ad catalog that I can add into my podcast? Yes. In module 2, that's what the ad server stuff does. So we're integrating with some great partners. I can't wait to share who we're integrating with on that one. We've finalized all that up. It's in testing. We're ready to roll. But we just want to get this one out first. So Adrian McIntyre, this is a great question. Will changing the back catalog trigger a bunch of new in-app downloads for existing subscribers? No, it will not. We've put a heck of a lot of thought into that. It won't change the media URL. It won't do anything. James asked this actually earlier. It won't trigger any downloads because that would be a nightmare. All right. So it keeps the GUID. It keeps everything. It keeps the same media URL. Everything remains. All right. Because that's vital. So it doesn't trigger those downloads. So yeah, great question, Adrian. Oh, all right. This is it. This is it. This is it. So, all righty then. Whew. I'm just looking through the comments. We are good. No, so yes, sorry to clarify Tanner's question. It's not going to learn because we're not doing any machine learning on the audio yet. And it's not going to say, okay, if this ad changes by listening to it, change it elsewhere. That would be, you could achieve that. It would just need a heck of a lot of processing and a lot of natural language processing to kind of detect that. It's not impossible. We could do that. It's not been a priority for module 1, but great idea. We love it. All right. Thank you very much, David. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's just have a quick look. I've got some more questions. Couple more in there. Ian Anderson, great. How will this affect timestamps on our websites? If we swap a shorter ad with a longer ad, the timestamps will be incorrect. Yeah, for now, you're going to have to just work with that. But I mean, what most people do in this instance is very simply, in this type of ad replacement is record something very, very similar. Of course, it will just throw things out. We are working on something where it will auto-detect them, of course, because we know where the slots are. The trouble that we've got with that is it's very difficult to know what you've written in your show notes and to detect that. Again, we can do it. It just means parsing it and then adding, taking the old ad slot or the painted region, deducting the time from the new one, finding out what the difference is, adding that onto the timestamps that occur after that. We could do that and we can do that. But again, just a bit too big for module 1. But I know you use timestamps a lot, my man, so you just have to be mindful of that. Like I said, possible, doable, just a bit big for module 1. All right. Yes, Evo Terra, module 2, campaign management. Now we held this until module 2 because this means that we can integrate better with the ad servers. You can not only set your timings and your start and stop dates, but you can do more around that, getting paid for these campaigns as well. So we're doing that all together because if we released a campaign manager as module 1, we'd have had to redo a lot of it for module 2. So it sort of seemed a little bit fruitless, especially because of the bulk editing stuff, which is great. Okay. Where can I send some money to buy the Captivate team around to celebrate AMIE this weekend? Anthony, thank you so much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, save it for when we are in person at an event together. And I tell you what, we'll buy the round, you buy the chaser. All right, you buy the chaser. That sounds like a plan, and we'll collaborate on a bloody good night. Thank you so much for that one. Oh, this is fantastic. Thanks, Raf. Much love to Mindy and the kids. I didn't know whether I was allowed to say like Mindy, like what's the protocol on giving like wives' names out. But then I thought, if I don't say it, you're going to think I've forgotten. Of course, I can't forget because you're friends. So I backed myself into a corner then, didn't I? Much love to Mindy and the kids, mate. Oh, tequila. No, not happening. Sam loves tequila. Not happening. No, not happening. All right, guys. Thank you. Listen, this has been a wrap. I love this. All right. The team has done such a good job, but you have done such a good job in informing us in what you need, in what you want. And I'm convinced that, we didn't want to just do like basic dynamic content, basic dynamic ads. Save that for everyone else. All right. We'll do the good stuff. So thank you so much. All right. 16th of November. You can get your hands on this for everyone. If you want to be part of the beta, just let us know. Let me know. We've got a massive list of people that have already registered for that one. So just let us know. let us know. You know, we might get an influx of support on that one. Give us time. You know, we might take a little while to get back to you. We'll try and get as many people on there as we can, but we do have a heck of a lot of people on there already, just because it's very popular. But we'll see what we can do. Thank you very, very much. 16th of November. Well done to everyone on the team. Thank you to you, the amazing podcaster. And we are, honestly, you know, we're just delighted with this. Thank you so much. And we're going to be doing all those events over the next couple of weeks. So a few goodbyes. Thank you to Anthony. Thank you to Tanner. Yes, I'll email you once the dust settled, Tanner. Thank you to Raf. Thank you to Phil. Thank you to Anthony. Thank you to Evo. Thank you to Brad. Brad Miller, good to see you. Thank you to Daisy. Thank you to Genevieve. Thank you to just everyone. James, to David, to Adrian, to Sam and Danny and all the Captivate team, to Ben, to Matthew, to Bobby, to just honestly, to absolutely everyone. To Cody Boyce and the team. Just honestly, thank you so much for all of your support. Much love. Kieran, well done, my man. You know, without you, none of this is possible. So well done. Enjoy that pizza. I'm sure I will. Evo needs a pee, so that's the end. All right, guys. Much love. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, and please keep on captivating.